purpose is the question of the principles of data circulation. Because that you have to remember that the main importance of the regulation, the main importance of regulation is given to the protection of the human person. The main importance is given to the protection of the human person against collecting and using data and the regulation try to manage this protection and the circulation of data. This protection and the circulation of data. As an example, the DGA, Digital Governance Act. The DGA describes different ways of circulation of data. Describes different ways of circulation of data. We can, in the DGA, see three ways. First is the use and reuse of the data. Use and reuse of the data. As an example, you can see the use and reuse by the public authorities. The public authorities then can use some information for the social service, use the same information for the income and the function, the way our income works. And in fact, they don't have to ask for the information more and more and more. They can use and reuse this common information as the identity, the ID information. Use and reuse. After, second way, this is the data sharing. Data sharing is the provision of data of data user by a data subject or a data holder. And the data sharing is based on voluntary agreements or is enforced by the law. As an example, the sharing between the police and the justice. That sharing information about a person.
Data subject or data holder, just make sure it's the same, right?
No, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not the same, no.
I heard it all, that's why it's
Sorry?
I heard you said it all, so that's why it's the same. Maybe it's the same thing.
It depends of the use of and the sharing and the interest of the share. It depends. It's generally speaking, of course. The third way is called the data intermediation services. The data intermediation services. This is kind of service. As an example, the intermediation consists of aggregation of data. As an example, as Google, we make aggregation of data, or services focused on the intermediation of content protected by copyright. As an example, we can take YouTube, of course. It's kind of intermediation service, of course. And you can find, as an example too, the services used exclusively by a single data holder. Services used exclusively by a single data holder for different goals. Included the IoT, Internet of the Things. So this circulation is in front of some principle of circulation. The use or the reuse or the share is in front of the ethics principles. Ethics principles, as an example, the regulations of data puts the question of data altruism at the head of the principle. Data altruism, what it permits? Data altruism permits to share in keeping the principle of protection. The principle of protection of data. As an example, the sharing of data depend of the consent by the concerned person. If the concerned person limits the sharing, the one that had the data can share itself because is taken by the altruism, and it can do everything. That we can say that the altruism is an ethic, of course. It's an ethic principle, but it's too a regulatory principle, and this is all new. They can see that regulation and ethics are two sides of the same money, in fact, or the same face. Two sides of the same face that permit or limit the use of the data. And so the data altruism take several forms as limit or authorization, limit the authorization, the boundaries of authorization, and the limit of these boundaries. So you can see that this is with the DJ, most DJ, there is some new field of the law, new field of the regulation that included ethical principle. The reason that kind of ethical principles are included, the reason is that, in fact, the operators, the actors, provide data, personal data. So it's said that as you use human data, you applied human principle. And the thing strange is it's very far of a system based on economic relation, because this system that was based on economic relation, this system take place between human and ethical relation. And that's all new because it's a new way, it's a new orientation of the regulation based now not only on economy, but based too on the human. And some people said that it changed a lot the relation of protection of data. And it's true, in fact, because you are not only on the economical way, you are on the principle that principle about a human being. So there is others, of course, there is others principle of circulation. After this, I want to just say one. This is an important principle of the circulation. This is the portability. The portability that at the same allowed or prohibited the circulation of the data. The portability can bring some restriction or not to the circulation of data, because in fact, who decided that data is portable or not? This is the person. This is the person that decided to that his own data are portability or not. And it's very important to understand for you that our regulation included some principle or where everyone has the choice. Everyone has the choice, but it's very important, of course. But in the same times, everyone has the choice if he can see he has the choice. As an example, I take the example of the cookies. When you are consulting a site on internet, if the site don't ask you if you allow the cookies, and just take your cookies and basta, and all. Take your cookies and use it. You don't have choice. So, in fact, for the cookies, for you to permit to allow or not the cookies, you have to be informed. So, in fact, the real application of these rights supposed, in fact, that the site, as an example, the site inform the person, but inform totally the person of what cookies, what is the useful of cookies, how long did they use it, what for they use it, and there's several questions that needs to be informed and then be answered by each person consult the site. So in fact, the technical ways is the technical question is the principal question to permit the rights and the law and the freedom to be exercised by everyone. So this is finally the principle. All these principles need to be applied, but need to be technically applied by the sites or the different operators. Now I want I announce 3 points. Remember in this section 1, the third point is about the diversity of digital data framework. I have said everything maybe on this question. I resume now. The diversity, third point, of the digital data frameworks. As I said, there is not only one regulation, there is many regulations of the data. not only concerning the personal data, and concerning especially the non-personal data, beyond the regulation, I said, beyond the regulation of DGA, Data Act, non-personal regulation, beyond this regulation you have many laws, many European laws that applies to kinds of data. As an example, and as you see with my colleague Philippe, you have the question of the data protected by IP. Yes. IP has its own laws and regulations, but this is data, in fact. In fact, this is information, this is immaterial information, so it is data. Of course, I don't make a second course about the IP, of course, but what I want to say about this question is that this is a first system of law applies to data. Another one is public data. Public data, I was telling you about that in the first part of today. What is public data? Public data is the data collected